Yo, old time radio.
No one knew at the juncture how the events would play out, but good thing they went to 23 Skidoo on it.
It's 20. What is that?
Actually, I think it has a reference to the address of the Flatiron Building in New York City.
23 Skidoo.
Yeah, but whenever there was certain wind currents, and so construction guys and the kind of guys that whistle at women was as they walk by, the stereotypical type of guys would hang out there, and when a woman in a certain kind of skirt would go and the wind would take it and blow up her skirt, and so you could see more of her legs or what have you, the guys would be like, hey, 23 Skidoo.
Oh, and so they'd look over.
They're like, 23 Skidoo, check that out.
I saw some news thing where is one of those reporter on the scene, it's not news, but it's kind of news, where they go and hey, these guys are rotten, let's go talk to them.
Like investigative journalism?
Yeah, but not. Here's what it was. They had this reporter out there, and he was hanging out in New York by these steps. Apparently it's a place where a lot of people go to eat lunch. They go sit on these steps, and across from these steps is these dudes that would come and just hang out all day.
Right.
And what they're doing is they're waiting for chicks to come sit down, and then they can look up their skirts.
Oh.
And these guys just apparently it's a thing. They all know, and they're just like, yeah, we're just all gonna go sit here for a little while and just look up at their dresses.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah. So the guys were the reporter was calling them out on it. But, what are you doing? I'm just having lunch. You don't have any food at all. Oh well. Yeah, I have finished. It's a nice day. You wouldn't have me looking up all those skirts, would you? Yeah, well, no. Why would I do that?
Man, the 23 Skidoo. Your drinking of the water reminds me I don't have a beverage. Right,
it's not water. This is a gin and tonic.
You're a gin and tonic. That doesn't really work.
Do you need a beverage?
I do need a beverage.
Okay, I'll explain our current predicament while you go get a juice.
Like our position in the Middle East, or are you talking about? Oh, just me and you.
Yeah, just the two of us.
Okay.
Welcome to Dorque.
Welcome to Dorque. I'm James Brown. I'm leaving.
And I'm McMoore. And you're listening to Dorque. Sorry about last week, folks, but thank you for coming back. We had technical difficulties, which basically breaks down to I'm an idiot, and I turned on my audio to output to my mic, so I wasn't hearing anything because, once again, stupid on my part. My bad. You have my full apologies. But we're back. James and I were fiddling around on here for about 20 minutes trying to figure out what in the world was going on because I could see James talking. Well, it's a video call, so of course. But I could see his little levels, but I couldn't hear anything on my end. And it turned out, yeah, it was the mic. So we got that figured out. And we're back. Hooray! How was your Easter?
It was pretty good. I found $11.
What? In eggs?
Yes. Jane's family does an Easter egg hunt, and even though Jane is well into her 20s, she is still very excited about finding Easter eggs that her dad hides around the house.
Well, they're full of money.
Yeah, there was a $20 bill in one of them. There was a $10 bill in one of them. There were several $5 bills and several $1 bills to be found as well. As long as it's lots of candy inside these eggs, which is what you would expect. And Jane found the most eggs, but she did not find the egg with the $20 bill or the $10 bill or the one with the $25 Amazon gift card. So she was proud of her accomplishment of finding the most eggs, but still not as excited about not finding any of the big prizes. But because that's what Easter is all about, is capitalism.
Yes. Its mascot is a rabbit.
It is.
And a lich.
Oh, Zombie Jesus?
Yeah. Well, he's not a zombie.
Lich Jesus because he's intelligent, yes. Have we talked about this on here?
No, a lich is a soul bound to a reanimated corpse.
Right.
A zombie is a mindless animated corpse.
Right. So it's Lich Jesus.
Yes.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because he bore his wounds that he had in life.
It's just
Still.
easier. It's easier to tell the person on the street that it's zombie Jesus.
But it doesn't work because at the Last Supper, he didn't go, "This is my blood and this is my brain." So at communion, you would have a little thing of grape juice, and then they'd pass around a plate of scrambled eggs.
Oh.
And you just scoop it out with your fingers. That would be horrendous. Like that would make.
They'd have to like dye the eggs like pink or gray. Gray eggs. Does that work?
Yeah, you could put. I guess you could mix like red and green food coloring into the eggs when you're whisking them, and it would come out like grayish or brownish or whatever. Not egg colored.
Yeah.
It'd be awful whatever way you did it. But
if you had a skillet shaped like a brain, you could make like a quiche.
It'd be quiches.
Yeah.
Quiches
Exactly.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean they would have it if that was the storyline. They would have, this is your holy egg brain pan.
Yeah, and it's like I mean I'm sure there's somewhere you can buy cross pans, so you can make things in the shape of a cross.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which also begs the question: if Jesus were, instead of being crucified, if he had been like hung, would the noose be the symbol of Christianity? Or like if you were shot, would it be like would people have revolvers around their necks?
Yeah. Well, I mean the economy will sprout up around whatever the iconography is.
Yes.
It's like when I went to Ephesus in Turkey. That's where Paul wrote to the Ephesians.
Right.
Because they were creating all these, like basically they have the Temple of Athena there, and so people would come over. It's like a tourist trap. And they would sell these little statues of Athena.
Yeah.
Like that was what the entire city was based on. And they were pretty wealthy because of it. And Paul was like, "Hey, guys, you can't do that." And they were like, "Okay, we're going to murder you." Because, no.
That's not funny. Yes.
No. So they stuck him in prison for a long time. And, told him to go suck eggs.
And he decorated them and then cuddled them.
Yeah, and that's why we have Easter. Yeah, speaking of religious stuff, I got something in the mail because we're doing Tony and Tina's wedding again this year for the theater,
yeah.
Which, for those of you that aren't familiar, Tony and Tina's wedding is a play, but kind of open. Like, there's definite things that happen, but it's a wedding. Like, you, as an audience member, you come and you are a guest of the wedding. It's held at a church, or in our case, a reception hall. You come in and you sit down, and a whole wedding happens with scripted events in it, and a reception, and all that, but it's just completely crazy. But I'm playing Father Mark again.
Hey.
So I'm conducting the ceremony. So I got myself this, which looks like a little
it's like a Bible thing? What is that?
Looks like a little leatherette first aid kit, but if you open it up, let's say it's about 1 inch by 5 inches square.
Yeah.
It is a to-go communion kit. It's got the little shot glasses.
I was like, those look like shot glasses, but I guess that's what communion things you get.
Yeah, they're little communion, and they're real glass too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Like the ones at my church were the little plastic shot glasses because people are gross, and so they just throw them away. This is a nice set. They're real glass.
That's very nice. But there's only 4 of them, so
Well, this is a travel communion kit.
Oh, okay.
This is for like if you're going to someone's home. But during the thing last year, like during the reception, we'd have spaghetti.
Right.
So I'd be sitting there eating and playing the character, and Father Mark, as the ceremony goes on, he gets drunker and drunker and drunker. So, like at one point, I'm sitting there eating, and I would reach in my pocket and pull out a cigarette case, but I'd put a bunch of Eucharists in it, because you can buy those off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'd run out of bread, and I'd grab a Eucharist and start like scooping up the sauce with it. It's terribly popular. But I still have some left. I thought about making little pizzas with them or something.
Very little pizzas.
Well, did I tell you
How
about
big are
that?
these ones? How big are these Eucharists? Is this
I would say about like that.
right here?
I'd
Like
say
twice as big as a quarter, so like half dollar size?
I'd say twice as big as a silver dollar.
Twice as
Like
big
they
as a silver
just
dollar.
barely fit my cigarette case, so they're about as wide as a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I could fit maybe 10 of them in a cigarette case if I squish it down, because they're the same consistency as like those candy cones, like the cheap kids ice cream cones.
Ice cream cones, yeah. The
Yeah,
sugar
like
ones. The
it's
sugar
that kind of
cones.
stuff.
Not the ones that are
Except
pointing at the ends, but the ones that are like flat on the bottom.
correct.
Right.
Yeah, except without the flavor. They're just, they're just awful. So I ordered those on Amazon, and so for a year now, I've been getting nonstop like suggestions of like, hey, here's a 500 box of communion wafers, or
Because surely you
goblets,
must
or
have run out by now.
yeah. But when I was a kid, I'd say a ninth grade.
Okay, we'll say ninth grade.
Um, the old lady that made the communion bread for my church, like I don't know how your church did it, but like our church, they do these wafers, and they go around in the little frisbees, and you break a little piece off and
Um,
eat it.
we had ones that are like the size of quarters, maybe.
Hmm.
So like each individual person got a whole one. Like you'd have like 20 people at the front at the same time, but the pastor didn't have to like break them individually.
Oh,
It-
but he handed them out.
uh,
Your priest hand them out, or did you just like go up and grab them?
well, it was United Methodist, so there wasn't a priest. There was just a pastor.
Yeah, once again, I don't know
I
how
don't
that
think I don't think
everything
he
works.
handed them out individually because I don't remember getting them individually from each one. But like I think maybe he had like 4 or 5 helpers that would be like, here, take that, then drink these that are already set out. Take one of the ones that's full of grape juice because we didn't have wine because I don't know because it just didn't seem like it.
So you had to walk up to the front to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want people getting up, so they just passed the
They
frisbees.
thought maybe
They
you might
passed,
need to escape or something.
yeah, well, they passed the frisbee full of bread first,
Okay.
and then little shot glasses of grape juice,
Uh-huh.
which was a more impressive setup. Like the bread ones, I'm pretty sure they would use the same trays that they used for the collection, because like the ones for the
Did they
bread,
put like a paper towel or something in there underneath it?
well, it's like a metal tray, right? Like a
Right.
metal frisbee. But the ones for the collection had felt in the bottom, so
Okay.
if you drop coins in, it wouldn't clink. But every now and then, the guy setting it up would mess up because they look the same, other than for that little bit of felt.
Which
So
is
you get this,
important.
yeah, you get this little crumby wad of communion plate going by. But the old lady that made those, and they were delicious. I don't know what they put in the little wafers. They were homemade. They didn't buy them. I was spoiled growing up. But the lady that made them, they were delicious little crackers. And she died.
That's what I said about my first few girlfriends. Anyway, I'm sorry. You said she died. I didn't mean to talk about that.
She died, and they needed somebody to take over the duties. And me and a buddy of mine, Ryan, were like, dude, we should totally do that because then we can get the secret recipe, and we can make these things all the time because they're yummy. And I don't think it was that secret. I think we just asked. They'd be like, oh, it's unleavened bread. You just make little discs.
You can have Body of Christ whenever you want.
But yeah, they need somebody to take over communion duties, and we're like, we should totally do that, and we can make the little discs, and then put a little bit of pizza sauce and like one pepperoni and a little melted cheese, and like our little shredded cheese. You bake that for 30 seconds, and we could totally fit a toaster oven back there behind the pulpit, and we make the little pieces, and then you cut them into little slices. So each one, you figure 10 slices per, and there were like 200 people in my church, so you'd only need to make 20 little pizzas every Sunday, and then you send those bad boys around, and you don't have to worry about breaking it off. You just grab a slice, little tiny slice of Jesus, and you put it in your mouth, and I thought that was way more satisfying than the little crumby.
And that's totally legitimate because Jesus expressed his wishes for how communion is going to be based on what was available at the time. If pizza were around, there's a really good chance that we would, Jesus would be like, "Hey, have this slice of pizza. It's my body," instead of just regular bread. Because Jesus
Yeah.
never tasted pizza, so that's totally legit.
As long as it's unleavened dough,
Exactly.
unleavened crust, either like that Roman style that they have at Fleur de Lis, just a little thin crust. People love that
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know why people love that stuff. I think Fleur de Lis is overrated, personally.
I do too. But the people that like it will fight you in the face.
They will fight me in the face. Yes.
All up in your face. They will punch you
That
in
is
your
how they will do it. They will
Yeah.
punch me in my recipient of face punching. I'm fine. It's
What are you
cool.
looking at?
Nothing. Don't worry. Nothing. Let's keep
Jane there?
podcasting. No,
Is
Jane.
Jane there?
Shut up.
Hey, Jane.
She went upstairs. She's on the phone with somebody.
Are you sure? 'Cause you keep looking to the right.
I'm waiting for her to come back. I'm just making sure.
Yeah?
Look, I don't want to piss her off because she knows where I sleep.
Why does she never want to be on the show, James? When we used to do it at your place, she would poke her head in, and we'd try to get her on, and she'd be like, "No, I'm not here." And you keep looking to the side like she's holding a gun to your head. What is she doing to you, James? James.
I can hear her. I can hear her. I just don't know where she is. She
Just nod if she's beating you, James. Do you
No,
need me
no.
to call the police?
It's nothing physical.
Do you need me? Do you need help, James? Just take a sip of your beer if you need help. James, it's okay. Oh God! All right, I'm calling them now. Blink me your address.
That wasn't a sip. That was like 3 gulps.
Because you are frantically looking to the side, like she's
She
coming
came back
down.
down, and I don't know when. It was. I
Cricket
thought she
bat.
went back upstairs, but she's like taking stuff out of the oven. It's fine. So, how was your Easter?
My Easter was dandy. Went over to my parents' house, had ham. I really think we should be eating rabbit, but whatever. Like, just for the kids. Just like, Easter Bunny came, and we caught his ass.
There's actually a European city. I forget where exactly it is, but
Europe?
some Easter. Yes, thank you. I adore your specificity. Some lady was being chased by a bull, and it was like around Easter, and she was saved when a rabbit darted out of somewhere and like distracted the bull, and so she was able to get away from it. And so when she like gave all this money to the church, and like when she was like dying, or she like gave all this land to the church and the community, and she said her only stipulations were when people are hanging out there at annual festivals, they can get as much drink as they want, like as much alcohol, ale, whatever, as they want. And also, like, every year the community has to feed everyone hare, Hare, pies. Like, they have to, like, find... So she was saved by this rabbit or whatever, and so, like, as a thank you, she's like, "Oh, it's great. I'm going to kill you and all your ancestors and feed you to my friends."
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
I was saved by the rabbit, so eat his ass.
Yeah, it was a cottontail. Tasty.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a ham. I did not have rabbit.
Who's a rabbit?
And the green beans with the bacon and all the. It was good. I really enjoyed my parents' cooking. And then I left that after eating a crazy amount, and went to a crawfish boil.
Oh.
Immediately after.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and so I have the self-control of Jerry Sandusky at a Chuck E. Cheese. So I wanted to die. Like, I got home and I was just like, "Baby, don't talk. I'm going to sit on the bed and play Destiny for a little while, and let poo be made because I'm about to die."
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really want crawfish now, which is true all the time, but like more acutely when I actually think about it.
Yeah. Well, I got my work crawfish boil happening in a week, next Monday.
Oh, cool.
And the guys that do it they do it every year, and they're really good at it. So I'm looking forward to that. They throw all kinds of stuff in it. Like that was the first. My work crawfish boil was the first one I went to where they threw like sausage in, and I was like, brilliant.
Oh, you never? Yeah, sausage is good in there. I was at a. It was about a year ago now because it was a wedding, like day before. Or I guess it was a rehearsal dinner, but like I wasn't part of the rehearsal, but I was there at the fucking crawfish boil they did the day before the wedding, and they put pineapple in it. Like they put like whole pineapples. They like kind of sliced them a bit and threw them in the whole boil.
Huh.
And that shit was awesome. It did a little bit for the crawfish, but what for the crawfish boil did for the actual pineapple, like when you eat the pineapple afterwards, because people eat the mushrooms and the garlic or whatever else is actually part of the boil.
Did they throw it in whole, or did they cut the ends off?
They cut the ends off, but like there was still like pineapple skin around like a lot of it. So like you get these half rings that had the rough skin on the outside, and that shit was tasty. Oh man, that was good. Oh yeah.
Like I've thrown eggs in before,
like
and they come out, just a whole egg,
like,
raw.
And, like they come out hard boiled.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that would be really good.
Well, they come out kind of. It tastes a little dirty.
How do you keep them from breaking, or do you just accept that as part of it? Yeah.
You throw them in. You throw them in last.
Okay.
So they come out on top.
But they come out dirty. Do you have to wash them off before you peel them, or do they just taste dirty?
They tasted a little dirty.
Yeah, that's why I like them. Oh wait, we're talking about eggs. Never mind.
Yeah. I've done oysters. Like I bought a sack of oysters and I threw a bunch in on top. And you boil them for like 2 minutes and they kind of crack open and cook in the shell. And not bad, but if you've got a sack of raw oysters, you might as well just start eating them raw,
Yeah.
Some people do lobster. Some people do artichoke. Artichoke's pretty good.
Artichoke's good.
But yeah, growing up, it was just potatoes and corn.
Oh.
And then I go to other people's boils and they're like, here's mushrooms and sausage. To me, it's just brilliant.
Yeah. Sausage, garlic.
Mm-hmm. Garlic.
Seems like it's a little bit. Like I've always loved the corn that comes out of a crawfish boil.
Chicken. Throw chicken in there.
I've seen chicken like only once or twice in my life.
There's one of the guys I work with that throws in cans of green beans. And you poke holes on either end of the can.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Throw the whole can in there.
I can see that.
Lobster. Somebody posted pictures last week, and they had a lobster that they threw in there.
A hand, a fist, ka-chuk, 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 lobster. Sorry, I had an Eddie Izzard moment. He was talking about the Heimlich maneuver.
It's my favorite maneuver.
How's your maneuver coming? It's not much of a maneuver at the moment, more like a gesture.
So Carol's birthday was last week.
April 1st.
Yes.
Fucking shit, I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
Bastard. Anyway, I threw a party for her. Did I tell you about
that? No, because then I would have remembered before now that it was her birthday.
Ah, yes. We had a party. I got her a bike.
Oh, cool.
Because that's what she wanted. But a friend of ours, who works at a place where he can get tickets for such things, got her tickets to see ZZ Top.
That's cool.
So we're gonna go see ZZ Top.
Oh, when is it?
I don't know.
Where?
It's here.
Is it like at the River Center or the Varsity at like some guy's backyard? Okay.
It's ZZ Top. I mean, you're gonna have a big venue.
I mean, I would assume
seeing them in like House of Blues would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like standing at a table with a bottle of beer and I'd bring cigarettes if I was. I'm smoking for tonight. Seeing those two guys, I saw Dick Dale at the Howlin' Wolf in New Orleans, and that was awesome. Like I was.
When was that?
Oh, it was when
the
last Matrix movie came out.
Okay, so that was that. Did he like leave the venue and like start playing in the street?
Yeah, I told you about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I was thinking because there was some. Oh, maybe it was like a Ken Jennings question. It was like, Dick Dale's music is associated with what sport? And I was like, well, he's the master of the surf guitar, so I assume that's this quote unquote sport you're talking about.
Surf guitar.
Although when I think surf, I don't think of California waves. I think of Robert Duvall in Vietnam. Charlie don't surf.
Yeah, those are weirdest. That's the second Kurtz reference
Well, it's a
of my
Apocalypse
day.
Now. It's Apocalypse
Yeah,
Now reference, isn't that Kurtz?
Pagos now. I made a
'Cause-
Kurtz reference about Bobby Jindal because he he made a he made
Okay.
well he made a thing like he's just trying to be in the news now. Like he's just saying things that he knows will
Raise
boost
people's
his
ire.
it'll boost his super conservative fan base that he's going for.
Mm.
Which even they are like, okay, he's nuts. I don't know what. We live in the state. We know what you're doing. Stop trying to sell us. And at the same time, piss off liberals and get them in the news. So what he said was he was talking about one of the Duck Dynasty guys. He's like, oh, he'd be a good running mate.
Huh.
Like those guys haven't been in the news for awful
Hating
shit
on-
lately.
Yeah. Hating on
So-
homosexuals and such.
Yeah, a buddy of mine posted that, and he's like, this is what it was in the Advocate. Like Jindal just said this. It's like I think he's gone full Kurtz. I think he's just like he realizes there's no hope. They're going to kill him.
He's completely off the reservation.
Yeah, he's gonna his next running mate. He's gonna announce Michelle Bachmann or Paula Dean or Jerry Sandusky. Like he doesn't care. He just wants to be in the news.
Yeah, he's.
Like, I don't have a lot of time left with this.
He's one of those people that says there's no time, or there's no no such thing as bad publicity.
Unless you're running for office,
Yeah,
and then that's a problem.
quite. But yeah.
Hmm.
Ah.
So I've told you I don't have cable in my house. Like when we moved, I just didn't I never paid for cable at the apartment. So when we moved, I wasn't like, yeah, let's start paying for cable because we got, like I said, we got Netflix, we got Hulu, got Amazon Prime. You don't need to. Why? Why would you pay for commercials? So when we're not at home, we were leaving the TV on PBS so that the pets would be educated.
Okay.
But we come home and they're not paying attention. So we switch it over to Me TV, which is what does it stand for?
A bunch of. Is that the one with all the action movies?
No, it's all old stuff.
Okay.
Like it's got like MASH and Chips and Wonder Woman. Like that's the fun thing. On Saturdays it'll have like Wonder Woman and the old George Reeves Superman and Adam West Batman. Like we just flipped on the TV Saturday and all that was on. Just like so we kind of paying attention because the old school Batman I'd never appreciated it as a kid, but now it's pretty fucking enjoyable because it's funny. Like they're very self-referential about how stupid it is.
Yeah.
Like they wrote the whole show knowing how cornball it was. So, and like George Reeves Superman's just fun to watch, just because you're like, and he's flying. God,
Obviously,
really,
he's like.
you really should eat less carbs because that's a skin-tight suit.
The what I liked is I think Robert Wall was the one that was making fun of it, but like he'd be standing in front of these bad guys and they'd be shooting him, and he'd be like, "Ha ha, you idiots! I'm bulletproof. I'm Superman." And he would just stand there and take it. But then like when they ran out of bullets, they would throw the gun at him, and he would like actually jump out of the way of the gun. Because the bullets, of course, were like post-production, like zing zing, but like that gun's fucking real. He's like, I'm not getting hit by that shit.
Did you see that comic I posted on the Facebook page? That's Superman and Wonder Woman, and they're getting shot.
Yeah. And he's like, you're basically invulnerable, right? And she's like, yeah. And well, why don't you just let the bullets hit you? You're bulletproof, right?
Why
and
block them with your bracelets?
Yeah, why block them with your bracelets? And she like lets the one bullet hit her breast, and it goes jiggle.
And then they just keep shooting at her
They
tits.
just keep shooting at her breast, and it goes jiggle, 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 and the bad guys are like.
Because why wouldn't you? Because Linda Carter, fucking hot. That's the other thing. Like old school Wonder Woman, it's stupid. Yeah. But like no stupider than Adam West Batman. The lead character is just hotter. Although Adam West, when he was younger, was a pretty hot dude. Like I'm watching him, like he's a good-looking guy. Like I'm used to old Adam West that does Family Guy, but younger Adam West, we don't want a bad-looking dude. You can pull off Bruce Wayne. And by pull off, I mean jack him off in a bathroom.
Come
like
on,
a rest
Dick.
stop.
Come on, Dick. And his on is like outside going, "Are you talking to yourself?"
I'm talking my dick.
No, I'm not talking to
No,
my
they're doing
wife.
an animated movie of the '60s Batman.
What?
Yes, Adam West and Burt Ward are doing their own voices.
Why have I not heard about this?
It just popped up like in the last few days. They announced it. But Adam West and Burt Ward, are still alive.
Yes.
Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman did
Garmin, the guy that invented the GPS system?
No, he played Mark Wahlberg's dad in Ted.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of voices. He's on K-Rock. But they did a comic together that was 60s Batman meets 60s Green Hornet. And so it was done, it looks like Adam West and Bruce Lee. Like it's
What was the name of the guy? It was like Brock Brick. What the fuck was his name of this guy? The one that played the Green Hornet. It was like some really manly name.
Let's find out.
Green Hornet.
Who played the Green Hornet?
I'm not sure what you said there.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to say it. Who played the Green Hornet?
Let me think about that. Here's what I found on the web for who played the Green Hornet.
Okay, here we go. Television series, Green Hornet.
Okay, the character's name
Come on, Wikipedia. You can do it.
The character of the Green Hornet was Britt Reed, which is probably what I was thinking of. But the guy that played him was. You want me to tell you, or you want to keep trying?
Van Williams.
Van Williams is correct. You 20 points to Gryffindor.
Yay, Gryffindor! Dude, did you see the article in the paper today? Well, I guess not. It's in the Advocate.
The Quidditch
Advocate. One? Yes.
That's in the New Orleans Advocate as well. It's fucking front page.
Front page.
They're
playing Quidditch in college now.
They've been playing Quidditch in college. It's just
why do they have the broomsticks?
Because that's how Quidditch is played. Okay,
No.
Quidditch is played with broomsticks. If there's no broomsticks, it's not Quidditch. It's handball or something. But
Aussie rules football.
But no,
pretty much.
I mean, I don't know what it is. It's not any other game. But Quidditch requires broomsticks. That's one of the rules.
But it's not a motor. If you want to have a souped-up dirt bike and call it a broomstick, I will watch that Quidditch. But I will not watch grown men running around with a stick between their legs.
Yeah, the picture on the front page actually makes it look like he's got this big phallus in his grip, and he's just really excited as he's throwing the ball through the hoop.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun. Like, hey, let's play Quidditch. Let's give it a shot. I call beater. But, like, if you don't have, quaffles or bludgers or a golden snitch, like for real, and you don't have flying broomsticks, it takes a lot of the excitement out of it. Did you play the Quidditch game for Xbox?
For Xbox? No.
Yeah.
I played some computer, some Flash game or something ages ago.
No, dude, they made a Quidditch, like a full-on 3D Quidditch game.
World Championship Quidditch.
Dude, it was fun, and they made like all the different nationalities have like their own little twists. Like the Australians, when they scored a point, they would surf on their broomsticks. Shit like that. Like it was
okay.
But it's like little twists. They're like, what would they do? And it was a fun game. Like it really was a fun game. But you can't fly now. I'm hoping technology will catch up and will make flying broomsticks, and then the Quidditch Cup will be the world ticket. Like soccer will go fuck itself. If we have flying broomsticks and bludgers and golden snitches and shit like that, like people are getting smacked upside the head with a giant death ball and shit like that, falling 80 feet and eaten by dragons or whatever. I don't know what happens when you fall. I think they just break their legs. People will watch that. But I don't want to watch a bunch of college kids running around with PVC pipes between their legs.
You would think they'd be able to do that now, I mean, like it may be really, really expensive, but you've seen the video of the super cold metal on the super, or like I don't know if it's if it's a superconductor, but they have this metal track and they have this little cold magnet, or I don't know which part is magnetic.
It's just a super cold block of like nitrogen or something.
Yeah, or something, and like you can put it and you can like keep it at whatever height above the thing, and it stays there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is the kind of technology you can use to make flying broomsticks. You may be only to like create this environment in which they actually fly. You can't like take them out on the interstate and fly to Wisconsin, but I mean you could probably. I mean, it's probably not that far away if someone's willing to make that investment. You will have your flying broomsticks. You will have your genuine Quidditch game.
Dude, there are thousands of kids every year for the science fair trying to make lightsabers work.
I mean, lightsabers. I mean, that involves. I mean, the thing about making the lightsaber like blade isn't as challenging as making it so it's only 3 feet long, or only because you can make it like so it just keeps going on and on.
Yeah,
that was an XKCD comic about that.
There was a Wii game where a dude's basically got a lightsaber. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like set now.
The red blade.
You have to have a weapon that.
What's the name of that?
No, it's like the word doesn't have anything to do with the sword.
Oh, okay.
But basically, it's like a lightsaber grip, and it hits a button, and it extends like a pointer, like a point plotter. But at the end of it, it's got like a little mirror cap, so that the laser can go out and then it's reflected back into the handle, and it goes back and forth, and that's how. So it actually has something.
Yeah. That's like a metal.
So you can make a laser yay long.
Right, but it like has that piece at the end, so if you try to stab something directly, like the piece of metal will hit before. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just for slicing and cauterizing.
But I'm sure it's pretty effective at that.
It's like in the Hitchhiker's Guide movie, where they had the little tiny lightsaber that it's for cutting bread, but it toasts it while you cut it.
Oh.
Like that's all it was for.
Oh, with great power. The things you could do with a lightsaber. It's fucking scary.
Things you could do with Zooey Deschanel in space. If you were the last human beings. Yep.
She's got a really good bang to face ratio.
She really does. I want to bang that face a lot. Speaking of like have you seen The Last Man on Earth? Have you been watching that show at all?
Oh no, I haven't. I've heard good things.
Which means it's one of those shows that's it's one of those shows that's funny, but like just because you're laughing at one guy, because there are a lot of parts of it that are really uncomfortable, because he is such like basically he's the last guy on Earth for like 2 years. He thinks he's it because this virus has killed off everybody. And then he meets one woman after 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's Kristen Shaw. And she has not gotten over the fact she just hasn't accepted there's no one else. Like she has, but like she still stops at stop signs. Shit like that. They go to the hardware store and she makes him park in a parking space. Like he parks in a handicap spot and she's like, "You're not handicapped, you can't park here." And he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" So ends up putting the truck to the front door of the hardware store. But so like he, after 2 years he just wants to have sex. Like he finds her and she's got like all her clothes hanging on a clothesline. He like grabs her bra and just like sniffs it. He's like, "A human being, anyone," and that's when she catches him, of course. But so of course he's just like, "I just want to fuck," and she's like, "Okay, but we have to get married," and he's just like, "Why?" Right after he marries her, January Jones shows up. And she's like, "Hi, you're still..." Like they're leaving the church from the wedding that she made him have, and they get T-boned. Like they're in Tucson, Arizona. No one, and they get T-boned at an intersection.
It's because he didn't stop at the stop sign?
Yeah, it's because he just ran it. And so, like, he convinces her that they need to have sex to, like, increase the population. Like, well, I need to have sex with her, too, so that there's a more diverse gene pool. And so she finally, like, breaks down. She's like, "Okay, but just to make more people, because it's our duty to repopulate the Earth. So right before he's about to bang her, he's made this big fireworks display that'll go off. Like, and so he sets that off to try and impress her, and that there's a guy driving through that sees that, and so he pulls up right before they fuck. And he's like, "Hey, I'm Todd," and Todd's just this awesome guy. He's just the most likable dude on Earth.
Out of four people, that's not really saying much.
Yeah. And so of course he and January Jones like immediately fall in love. Like that's the thing. Todd's a big fat dude.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember the actor's name, who plays the last guy on Earth. Keeps trying to like show off how fat he is. He's like, "Look how fat he is. You don't want that guy." But everything he does just backfires because Todd's just awesome. And so it's just really uncomfortable. You're like watching this dude be an awful person, and he's shown up, and his life keeps getting worse and worse. It was fun at first because he was by himself, and so he filled a baby pool up with margarita, and he would just lay in it and just lap margarita from the side of his mouth. And since there's no running water, he cut a hole in his diving board in his pool, and he would just go to the end of the diving board and sit in it and just shit directly into the pool because why?
Yeah. Because why not? Will Forte is the name of the actor.
Yeah, Will Forte. Yeah, I mean that'd be neat. Though there are problems with it. Like it shows him driving around for like 2 years. Well, the gas would not work anymore. Like gas goes bad.
Oh, that's the guy?
What guy?
No, Will Forte. I didn't realize that was the. Does that look like? Okay, maybe it's not who I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
MacGruber?
The gas wouldn't work. Yeah, it's MacGruber. MacGruber.
No, I say that, but like I had my weed eater put up over the course of winter, and Friday I had Good Friday off, so I was catching up on the lawn, and my weed eater started right up. It had old gas, and like when I took it down, I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker! I'm gonna have to empty it out and put new gas in." But I cranked it, started right up, no problem.
Oh, how long is gas supposed to last?
I don't know, dude. If you put a stabilizer in it, it can last for a while.
Well, that's very specific. Thank you for your good, informative answer.
I would think 6 months would be pushing it, as far as gas still being a stable fuel source. Because that's why it works so well. It's not stable. It ignites.
It's volatile.
Yeah. Plus the smell is so good. I keep a little cup of it by my bed to help me sleep.
Do you just inhale it, or do you
no, you don't drink it. That's stupid. I inhale. It's like some people have those little potpourri things, potpourri bowls in their house. Have little bowls of gasoline all over the place. It's comforting. The smell is nice. Reminds me of when I was a kid and I used to huff gas.
Oh, gas.
There was a kid in my high school who rode my bus that was real big on inhalants. Like he got real big into inhalants like sophomore year, and he would huff glue, and then he started stealing Freon out of people's ACs, out of the AC units outside, and huffing that shit. So he went to juvie.
Dangerous. That's a good way to get a bottle frozen to your face.
Well, here's the thing: inhalants are dangerous. I mean, inhalants will kill you, and this is how I know. Because he got busted for inhalants, and they gave him the option of joining the Marines, which he did, and then he died in Iraq.
Ah, so inhalants killed him.
Inhalants killed him.
Yes.
But a little gasoline every now and then, no big deal.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
He just went too far.
Yeah, he went all the way to Iraq.
Yes, he did.
Oh, so I'm ordained. I mean, I've been ordained,
I saw that.
but now I'm licensed.
Yeah, how fucking cool is it when they brought out that giant book?
It was like yeah, they were like, here's this old book, you got to sign the book. And
yeah, when you get ordained to perform marriages in the state of Louisiana,
yeah,
you have to sign the registrar of clergy, and it's a fucking book. It's like something out of goddamn Hogwarts. They bring it out and they flip it open, and then you sign it, and like literally put your shit in there. But it's a huge book, and then you can perform marriages legally.
Yes, and they said I'm good until I either change denomination, which I'm ordained under the Universal Life Church. So
Me too.
that's I doubt I'll be become whatever qualifies as that. So I'm good as long as don't change religions according to them, or if I lose my certificate, then I'm not licensed anymore. So basically, if I literally lose my license, I lose my license.
Gotcha. But how will they know? They don't check that shit.
Oh. I mean, as long as I have it for the wedding that's coming up later this month, I mean, I'm fine.
Exciting. You have powers.
I have powers beyond reason.
Did you pay $25 to the Universal Life Church to get your certificate and your little card that says you're ordained and all that stuff?
I may have.
I totally did. When they're like, you could get we'll send you a certificate and a card and a pass to put in your car window. Like, I still have a preacher tag on my rearview mirror.
Yeah.
It says minister.
You're a lot less likely to get parking tickets, I would guess.
Hell yes, and you're less likely to have your car broken into.
Yeah.
I could park it anywhere. And they'd be like, oh, it's a minister's car. You better not. You go to hell. Like, you're damn right you will. You go to my hell, which involves you sitting in a theater, and then right before the movie starts, a bunch of teenagers come in, and they sit right behind you. They talk the whole time. And you just want to see Fast and Furious 6, but these assholes.
Yeah. That would be hell. It would be quite unpleasant. Speaking of Fast and Furious, have you seen the 7th movie yet?
I haven't seen anything past the 3rd one.
You're missing out on some good stuff. Like 5 and 6.
I know I am.
I mean, 4 is like all right, but like 5 and 6 are actually. I mean, it's as long as you turn your brain off and suspend disbelief. Like,
dude, I sat
very
through
entertaining.
Tokyo Drift. I get it.
No. I mean, not even on the path of Tokyo Drift, because Tokyo Drift is just like goes into your brain and like kind of just squishes around your gray matter and just makes you feel uncomfortable the entire time. But 5 and 6, like they do simply ridiculous stuff, but it's fucking entertaining to watch.
Well, I'm fine with that. I just haven't seen them.
Okay.
I enjoyed Tokyo Drift. Like, it was stupid and the acting was terrible. I was glad to see that kid from Home Improvement get another job, but like, I didn't watch it go, oh, this isn't as good as Initial D. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but it isn't working. The second one wasn't bad. I like the. It's fun. It's a fun shit. They're like, hey, it's car porn. Yeah. I'm okay with car porn.
But yeah, the ones with Vin Diesel, like Vin Diesel automatically raises them up a level, and Vin Diesel and The Rock president in the same movie like automatically add another level. Because it's kind of like. I mean, it's kind of like watching, it's like watching The Flash and Quicksilver in the same movie, or like Plastic Man and Reed Richards in the same movie is what it feels like. Because they're like both. It seems like they don't belong in the same universe because they have too many similarities, but it like works somehow, and it's kind of like entertaining to watch. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down?
I am.
Are you mopping what I'm spilling?
I guess once again, not against them. I think they're brilliant. I watched. I don't remember what movie it was that had the preview during the Super Bowl a couple years back, but I was sitting on the couch next to my 7-year-old nephew, and a car busted through the front of a plane.
Airplane, yeah. That was Fast and Furious 6, the one that.
Yeah. And we both looked at each other and were like, whoa! And we connected on that testosterone level. Like, it was fine. He and my brother-in-law went and saw it this weekend. So I asked my brother-in-law about it Saturday, which is when we did Easter lunch. And I was like, so how was it? And he goes, well, there was one point where my son, who is 7, turned to me and he goes, that can't happen. I was like, you're 7, so you got a handle on things.
Yeah.
So there's a part where they drive a car out of a skyscraper into another skyscraper.
Yeah, and it lands in that's the preview.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, you just gotta turn it off and just go, yep, let's do it. He said there were parts of it where the entire audience was just laughing at how ridiculous what was happening was.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not entertaining. I mean, it's obviously not believable. It's kind of like a few scenes in Punisher Warzone that I've talked about before.
Yeah. And I'm not knocking it at all. I mean, if you're gonna go see Transformers or Twilight or The Lake House or like I'm trying to think any book written by Nicholas Sparks that's been made into a movie, and then talk shit about Fast and the Furious, you can go fuck yourself, because not everyone dies of cancer or gets married, has their wife die of cancer, then meets the perfect woman whose husband died in the war, but he got the guy's liver, or whatever the fuck these books are about. It's the same shit over and over again. Like, you can't talk shit about that, and you can go see that and talk shit about Fast and Furious, because we get it. It's all bullshit and lies. But
there was an episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine where there was some. No, this all ties in. It ties in. Basically, it was like a device that it was an episode that had Chris Sarandon in it, and there was a device that they used as a gambling device that basically changed the laws of probability. And they could tell, okay, in this area, in any given time, the neutrinos in any particular area, half of them is spinning one way and half of them is spinning another way. In this area, because where this device is, 99% of them are spinning one way. So basically, what I think happens is, these authors or screenplay writers, I guess screenwriters, what they call them.
There you go.
They're just creating these laws of, highly dubious improbability. So, and these are the kind of. It's not that we follow these characters and improbable things happen to them. It's because these improbable things are happening to them that we follow these characters. And I'm not
it's like the infinite universe theory. It's like James Bond is James Bond because there are an infinite number of James Bonds dying with every bullet that just misses his head.
Right, exactly.
So you're seeing the one that everything works for.
Exactly. And when you have an infinite number to choose from, you're going to eventually find the one that actually lived through all these things, and even if he has a 99% chance of dying in this instance and a 99% chance of dying in the next instance and a 99% chance of dying in the next instance, we're going to find that one that made that 1% die roll basically 3 times in a row. And that's the one we're going to follow, because that's it's entertaining to watch him to watch him get through all these things. Because if we had 7 James Bond movies and he didn't make it through the first 20 minutes of the first one, but we just still were watching the universe happen without him, that wouldn't be nearly as entertaining. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, your picture froze. Okay. I couldn't tell what was happening.
We just all caught up. What's even more probable is that he didn't get all those chicks pregnant or get herpes. Maybe he does. Yeah. Maybe it's just.
I'm pretty sure he's got 7 different venereal diseases.
Yeah, he's at least got anal warts.
They don't call them venereal diseases anymore, do they?
Social diseases.
They're STDs. They're sexually transmitted.
STIs.
Yeah, sexually transmitted infections. Infections. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, infections.
Yeah, the infections. Life is. What is it? Life is sexually transmitted.
Make it stop. It burns. It burns shapes.
When does the hurting stop?
Mm.
Oh no.
All right, James. I'm going to call it.
Okay, Reverend Nick.
Okay, Reverend James.
I didn't even say Hail Hydra.
You didn't. You just did though.
I did.
I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, James.
Okay.
Always fun. I'm Nick Moore.
I'm James Brown.
You've been dorked.
Dorked.
Thanks for coming back, folks. We love all of you.
Except for the guy right there on the right. You're gonna love him.
Yeah. So for that guy. Hey, but real quick, if you're still here as the music comes up, send us an email
What's the email address?
Podcast@gmail.com. That's DRQUE podcast@gmail.com this week. And I will send you one very special item in the mail. I promise. It'll be a Dorque exclusive.
Will it be one of your fingers?
No, it'll. I seriously have a drawer full of rubber duckies.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't say you had a drawer full of fingers.
I've got a whole drawer of these. And one can be yours.
It sounds like you're stepping on a puppy.
Who says I'm not? Why do you give a fuck? I'll give you a duck. Duckpodcast@gmail.com.
So there's some random podcast out there in like Wyoming called the Duck Podcast, and they're going to get a few emails, and you're going to be like, "What the hell's happened here?"
What is that? Why do they want ducks? But yeah, I'm basically it's me in my slow and continual test of our email system.
Our social media adversarialness. And you're froze again. All right, we should call it while
See you later.
we're pushing it. Yeah.
We're pushing probability.
All the neutrinos are spinning the wrong way.
No.